Good Monday morning, everyone. Udon here in the Tri-State Traffic Center. Good morning to you. Hopefully, you had a great weekend here at 7 o'clock on a Monday morning. And yeah, it kind of feels like a 7 o'clock on a Monday, right? Good morning to you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you joining us here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. I have an exciting day today. Very, very excited to tell you about a couple new things happening here on the channel, which is always great news. We'll get to that in a brief moment, but just want to tell you about about the show itself. Now we're on Facebook. Now we're now streaming onto the Facebook page for the actual show. We were doing that on my own personal page for a couple of days just to get the feel and see how the comments were coming in off of Facebook this morning. But again, we're on the Tri-State Traffic Show. So follow that on Facebook at Tri-State Traffic Show. Also on YouTube, go to the link there and subscribe. It certainly helps me out very, very much. And we're also on Twitter as well. So we say good morning to all of our Twitter followers. Now, I can only read the comments on YouTube and Facebook. We're still working on the Twitter situation, but at this point, it's only Facebook and YouTube. And with that said, that's going to be very, very important because we do have a new sponsor to the broadcast. It's Travels with Darley. Darley Newman, if you're familiar with any of the travel show space, she's very, very big in that, very popular. She is on the Create channel, the PBS Create, depending on what cable system you are. You have it over the air. You can get it on there, even PBS itself, and a whole host of other platforms. So happy to have her on board for a sponsorship here for the Tri-State Traffic Show. Now, with that said, we're going to be doing a giveaway a little later on in the morning to her new virtual event, which is going to be on June the 2nd from 7 to 8:30. It's called Destination Cities. It's all about Santa Fe and New Mexico. So if you're planning to maybe go out towards New Mexico or looking for a new place to explore, certainly want to check out Darley's show. Again, we're giving you tickets away each and every day this week. I'm going to try maybe a trivia question. We'll see. I'm not sure. I mean, this may be a little bit too much inside baseball language for some as far as what my question is concerned. So we may just open it up to one of the first people to comment. Only when I say so. We're not going to get there just yet. A little later on in the show, but just wanted to say a very, very warm welcome to my friend Darley Newman, who's coming on board with a sponsorship with her Travels with Darley program here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. We're also sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. I thank Ralph for his great support here over the last 2 weeks, being our first sponsor for the Tri-State Traffic Show. So with that said, we're actually fairly busy, and this time it's on transit here this morning. So let me just go ahead and put up our banners here this morning, and we are going to put up Ralph's sponsorship, and that's the way it's going to work. We're going to have Ralph for the first half hour, Darley in the second half hour. Let me go on over towards we're going to take this off here. And we also will have weather from our good friend John Rocco. Hopefully John had a great weekend. Boy, it was hot. I mean, really, really hot. We kind of because you just opened up the window here in the traffic center, and it feels like we went straight from summer back to spring, maybe late fall, early fall. I'm not even sure, but it's very, very nice outside, to say the least. So let's go over towards our banners here. Pardon me while I get this up. I can't see. Let's bring this up here. You know what we'll do first? We are going to, let me bring this up first, just in case you're not familiar with Darley. You probably have seen her, many of her shows. And again, we thank her for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. That's Travels with Darley. And this is the promo for her new program. Again, Thursday, June the 2nd, Destinations Cities, Santa Fe. So if you have any plans of maybe heading out that way towards the Southwest, certainly tune in there Thursday, June the 2nd. It's a virtual event from the Smithsonian Associates. Do an awesome job and do a couple of her events over this past 6 months, and really, really a lot of fun. Does an outstanding job with the presentation, and then takes some question and answer afterwards. So really, really fun stuff there. If you have any thoughts about heading out towards Santa Fe, this is the program you want to see. Destination Cities, Thursday, June the 2nd. So let's bring up my banner here. There we go. And we are going to share the screen. We've done that already. So let's do this. And there we go. You know, let's go full screen. It's a little bit easier to read, I think. So, all right, folks, here after all of the opening monologue, if you want to call it, here at 7:06, let's get into the reason why we're here. It's to get you through the morning commute. Now, again, I'm going to open up the comments. There we go. We've got that open up on Facebook and YouTube. So we've got the issues here on the coastline here in New Jersey Transit rail service subject to up to 60-minute delays. And again, that's going to be in both directions because of ongoing signal issues near Long Branch. So what that's doing is that transit rail tickets and passes are being cross-honored by NJ Transit buses, private carriers, and PATH at Newark Penn Station, Hoboken, and 33rd. So again, the coastline obviously just parallels the corridor for about maybe half of the line or so. And then what they're going to do is they're going to cross honor those tickets at Newark Penn, Hoboken, and 33rd to get you into the city that normally would take you into the city with the coastline train. But it being delayed as it is, you know, up to 60 minutes. Good morning, Alexandra. Very, very, thank you very much. There it is. Always a pleasure, Alexandra. Hopefully, maybe you're not heading into the office today, but you usually use the Main and Bergen line, so this should not affect your commute. All right, so let's just check out the scene here, the rest of New Jersey Transit, just to see what else we've got going on. So we've got delays on the Hudson Bergen light rail, and that's bypassing Bergen Line Avenue in both directions with elevator issues there. Also, the 613, a departure from 36th Street on the River Line, that's canceled, and that's because of mechanical issues. Let's head to the Montclair Line, arrival 7 a.m. arrival in Hoboken currently delayed due to striking a tree. That one could potentially turn into something potentially almost as what we're seeing with signal delays there, depending on what how that situation plays out. So we also have another mechanical issue here, early train from Jersey Avenue down to Brunswick on the corridor. So look for that this morning. Okay, so now we know the situation here on the coastline of the 60 minutes. Now, I'm hoping this week maybe we'll thin out. Again, I think the majority of our traffic here will be today and tomorrow, possibly Wednesday, but I think as we get into Thursday, Friday, especially with the forecast, looking at some decent weather for the Memorial Day holiday weekend, I have a feeling that it's going to thin out pretty well. All right, so with all that said, let's go to the roads now. We've got Route 23 closed here south of Willowbrook Boulevard in Wayne. That's out by the mall. Let's click on that. Let's see if we can bring up the camera here. Check out the deal. Let's see here. It's I hope this is the one at 46. I doubt that they're able to see it there. And that's eastbound 46. That's going to be moving away. So yeah, so just watch for that, just coming down south of the mall, that area there. So it looks like they're probably just going to kind of just do a quick detour around that. And yeah, so that is going to be a little bit of an issue here this morning. Let's go to the maps, and I think this may be easier just for us to get involved here just to see what the deal is. All right, so we're going to start out in Morris County. We go east along Route 80, some building volume. That's a little bit of sun glare out there this morning. Well, actually, now they're saying there's a crash here, but it hasn't been reported yet. Looks like we may have two of them south on 15, just before the 80 interchange, and then heading east of Route 15. Looks like we may have a problem. So you know what? We've got cameras there. So let's just check it out in real time. Let's just see what the story is. We want to go to Route 15, go to Route 80, bring that camera up. Let's see what we have. Come on, come on. It's amazing. Sometimes these cameras work. They work really well, and other days they just don't want to cooperate. Again, I don't know if the product of my computer or what, but okay, so that camera is not working. So there's definitely something going on here just after exit 35. out by the Rockaway Mall. So you got to look for that. A little bit backed up. And then this 15 south here, that's another big issue out by the Arsenal. Where it kind of opens up into kind of more of a highway there as you pass the Jefferson Diner. If you're actually heading out for a good breakfast, go to the Jefferson Diner. I've been up there before. That's really, really some good stuff there. Heading south along 15, looks like it's out by the Dover Dodge here before the Dunkin' Donuts. So it looks like it's close enough to the entrance to Picatinny. And that's going to be a bit of an issue, as you can see, with some slow traffic behind that. All right, so we'll come out of the Rockaway area, and let's just see here. North Jersey, so far so good. In Oakland, same thing along 208. As you get out of Fair Lawn into Paramus, 17 Route 4 looks pretty good. Parkway building some volume there, going north in Bloomfield. But what else is new? The Turnpike into 14 is a bit slow. So is the Bay Extension at 14, and then 19 is definitely heavy getting onto truck routes 1 and 9 there. So look for that. Into Central Jersey, we're in good shape along 287, 202, 33, as well as 195. 29 so far, so good for State House workers. Parkway looks pretty good as you get out of 72 Long Beach Island on up towards the Toms River area. Same thing along 55 and 42. That is going to be off to a very, very nice start. And then all the way down in towards Wildwood and Cape May. It's just gorgeous out there this morning. All right, so in about 3 minutes, we're going to do our first check of our forecast with Johnny Rocco. Well, let's just check path here, make sure there's nothing going on there with those issues along New Jersey Transit. Let's see if there's any delays here. Let's see, 7 minutes ago, Hoboken 33rd, resuming normal service. Early mechanical problem at Hoboken. Let's see what else we've got. An hour ago, we've got Newark World Trade delayed. Crews reported mechanical issues on a train at Newark. So we are seeing some delays there, and again, also on top of the situation with New Jersey Transit with the up to 60-minute delays on your coastline getting into the city. So bit of a tough deal for transit riders. We'll take a quick check of SEPTA here this morning just to see what the story is there. Let's just go here. Yeah, we're looking pretty good across the board. All right, here at 7:13. Let's just see where we want to go. I know my nephew is yelling at me. He was yelling at me the other day saying, you're all over the place with because he's a huge YouTuber and watches all these gaming videos and stuff like that. It's for the young people, right? I'm just an old man. But anyway, he was saying, oh, you got too many tabs open or whatever. Okay, we'll figure it out. But I appreciate the feedback. So southbound, yeah, there's that crash just out by Picatinny Arsenal. And again, we've got our issues here with 23 with the down pole and down utility wires. All right, so we're at 7:14, coming up on mark 7:15 now. So what we are going to do is we are going to take a check of our forecast here this morning, courtesy of our good friend, John Rocco. Hopefully Johnny had a very, very good weekend. And let's start things off here at 7:15 now. So we're off to a pretty decent start weather-wise. All that heat and humidity is kind of dissipated here with that cold front that came through sometime early yesterday evening, late evening or so. So that's out of the way. So kind of partly cloudy, and temps are in towards the upper 50s to lower 60s. So you can shut the air conditioners off. I'm sure your air conditioners are probably saying, thank you, can give us a break, right? So so I'm sure you'll be happy to save a little electricity and just open up the windows, get some fresh air into your place. So again, we're starting partly cloudy across the area, and you are seeing some breaks of sun. So that's why you need those sunglasses for the ride this morning. Let's check out the early temperatures here through the Garden State. We're going to say into the low 60s to upper 50s, up towards Sussex County. A little bit cooler there, about 57 or so. So it's a nice refreshing start other than what we saw, let's say, early Sunday morning, yesterday morning. It was just, even just Saturday was just stifling heat. It was incredible. Just amazing how hot it was. It felt like August. And then also we went from August right back to like beginning of May, to where we probably should be at this point. 62 pretty much across the board, 61 up there in the Bronx at 61. Let's go towards South Shore, Long Island, 60s there. So nice, refreshing start. Also 61 Huntington, 61 in Port Jeff, and we make our way towards southwestern Connecticut. 55 in Torrington in the Litchfield County area, 60, and then 60 across the shoreline in Bridgeport and Norwalk and on over to the Hudson Valley. Looking at temps in towards the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. So again, friends, it's really a nice, refreshing start across the board. Let's get into John's forecast here this morning. We have a little bit cooler today than certainly yesterday with a mix of sun and clouds. Temps going to get up into the lower to mid 70s. I think it just depends on where you are. If you're along the coastline there in Atlantic City, that's going to be at 70 degrees and 73 in Islip. Let's show you the weather potential for the next couple of days. Really nothing today. Some early scattered showers for Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday are looking good, and chance of showers as well for Friday, just before getting into the weekend. We'll keep an eye on that to see how that kind of sets up and plays out, getting ready for your Memorial Day holiday weekend. But it definitely looks pretty good from what John's long-term forecast getting in towards Sunday and Monday is concerned as far as temperature-wise. We'll keep an eye to the skies here to see how that all plays out. Again, sometimes Memorial Day can be an interesting holiday. Everyone says the unofficial start to summer. We just all assume that it's going to be 80, 85 degrees, but sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes you can there's been plenty of Memorial Days where it's been rain in like 56 degrees. So it's really, we just haven't crossed over, gotten off the top of the hill there and on the downslope into the warmer weather just yet. We're just not there. As evident of kind of this weekend where, it was 90 plus degrees and the water temperature was like into the low 50s. So look, bottom line is you shouldn't be in the water swimming at all because there are no lifeguards. That's the biggest reason not to go in the water. But if you just dip your toes into the water, some of the area beaches, you're going to be like, whoa, that's pretty cold. I mean, getting into water that's like 52 degrees. Yeah, that's a bit of an eye opener. So we'll get another check of the forecast coming up in less than 30 minutes. Let's give you some observations around the area. Let's go full screen here now at just a little before 7 o'clock, looking at Newark. Liberty coming in at 63 with mostly cloudy skies, few clouds there at Kobreski at 62. So Johnny's spot on with his reporting as far as temperatures are concerned. Same thing with his sky conditions. So again, we have fair conditions out in New Jersey. It looks like the further west you go, depending on where you are, there's kind of pockets of clouds popping up here this morning. North LaGuardia coming in at 62, mostly cloudy. But look at the winds here, though. That's another issue here. 14 gusting to 24, and out of Kennedy, 18 gusting to 29. Same thing at Newark, 18 to 28. So the potential is out there for, maybe some flight delays as we head through the morning. We'll try to keep an eye on that for you as well. Somerset County Airport there coming in at 59 degrees. So nice, refreshing start to the morning rush hour. And once again, we are sponsored by the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. And make sure you go out and you say a big hello to Ralph. I'm sure he was extremely busy here this weekend with these hot temperatures, probably selling out of most of the popular flavors, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. Same thing with the Bananas Foster. I'm sure these sorbets, I should say, were probably very, very popular. That blood orange sorbet was probably just awesome this weekend with these hot temperatures. We got black raspberry, cherry vanilla, just you name it, he's got it. Party cake, another crowd favorite. I'm sure, again, like I said, he was probably very, very busy all weekend long. He makes some amazing cupcakes as well as the ice cream sandwiches are probably flying off the shelves here across the board at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. As you can see them here, doesn't this look very refreshing? Those nice, beautiful ice cream sandwiches all waiting to be eaten. And then there's the dipping case, nice and ice cold, right? That's what you're looking for on a 95-degree temperature day. So once again, we thank Ralph over at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery, and you can find him at 22 North Avenue West in Cranford, New Jersey, right off the historic Raton Valley line. You can contact him at 908-272-3000. And he is actually open today. They are open 7 days a week from 12:30 to 9:30, Monday through Thursday. And then Friday, Saturday, he's open till 10. And then Sunday, he's open till 9. Or not, yeah, 9? Yeah, 9 o'clock. So head on over towards beautiful downtown Cranford for some delicious ice cream at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. All right, so let's get back to the action here this morning. Let's go to New York City, shall we? And we'll take a look at the eastbound Staten Island Expressway, picking up some volume here across the island. What else is new? Some sun glare building there. Also a little bit heavy now north on the West Shore Expressway as we come up towards about Arden Avenue. Now the belt seems to be playing fairly nicely here at 721, so I like what I see here. Looks a little bit heavier, surprisingly, off of the belt approach to the Gowanus through Industry City than it does off the actual Gowanus itself. So there may have been an issue here earlier on this morning. We just slowly beginning to recover. Now they're saying, let's just go towards the incident list for New York, and we'll take a look at what we got going on here. So we got a broken down vehicle with shoulder closed there on the LIE at the Cross Island Parkway, and then we have a broken down tractor trailer at the Sheridan Expressway. That's not good for anybody there. Another crash here on the island, westbound before 106, 107. The entrance ramp is there. And then we have a broken down truck on the northbound Deegan towards West Fordham Road. So we got a couple of things cooking here this morning. Let's close out of some of these windows, shall we? We'll do this. We'll do this. I want to bring up the city cameras and we'll check this out in real time together just to see what's going on here first in Brooklyn. And then we're seeing potentially being reported of an accident here. This is going to be up and into the trench this morning. Let's see, let's just blow that camera up just a bit. There we go. So this is inbound traffic coming towards us here through Sackett Street. This is kind of normal, heavy, steady volume at this point. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Let's just go a little bit further to the south of that location. We'll go down. Now this is at Sackett. It's probably going to look the same as the other. Yeah, that's inbound on the left. Let's go towards Atlantic Ave. There we go, Atlantic Avenue. This is around the curve. I don't see anything here, so whatever is being reported there on the Google Maps may have already been cleared. So I think we're just looking at some general volume here this morning, pretty much across the board. I don't know why these cameras don't work. Oh, there we go. See what it looks like. The Prospect. Yeah, that's just normal traffic for 7:23 in the morning. Continue on now. Let's go over towards the Belt Merge, depending which way you're going. Belt Merge split. Let's just see if something's going on there because it's usually never that heavy. Yeah, this here traffic kind of coming up to the right. That is coming off of the belt, but I don't know. That's not going to do us any good. That's underneath the Gowanus there. So I think it's just a lot of traffic, really, is what it comes down to at this point. So we said the belt is okay. Let's, before we get to Queens, I want to go up to the Bronx and let's just check out the deal here on this Cross Bronx Expressway before we get to the Hudson River crossings. They were saying out by the Sheridan. Let's see if that is still the case. Zoom this out. Whoa, wrong way. Bring up, let me just do this here, friends. Do that. And we do this. Again, the comments are open on Facebook and YouTube. Again, you're going to need those a little later on in the broadcast for our big ticket giveaway here this morning to go see Darley Newman's virtual program coming up on June the 2nd about beautiful Santa Fe, New Mexico. All right, so we will head over towards it was an expressway, but now is called Sheridan Boulevard. And they are right, there it is. It's kind of closing up the very, very far right lane, which is the deceleration ramp, getting out towards the Sheridan. So it doesn't look like it's causing a whole heck of a lot of traffic at this point, but just be aware that once police or, emergency apparatus, if you want to call it that, using inside baseball language right now. So the tow truck, we'll call it. There we go. Just to put that out there. They may have to close up an actual lane, but at this point, they are looking good. Now, sometimes there are some occasions where a situation like this that if it's not completely an emergency and the driver's okay and whatnot, and he's in the cab of the truck and so forth, if it's just broken down or whatnot, sometimes they may even wait till a little closer to 9 o'clock to get past kind of the heart of the morning rush hour, just to not disrupt the flow of traffic for the morning. Sometimes, just depends on where it is. Let's see what else we've got going. Let's go to the Deegan here now. West Fordham. That's up this way. There's only the one camera here, so let's just see what that looks like. That's northbound heading away. Let me just see where that was now. Major Deegan, northbound West Fordham Road. I got a feeling that is gone because that traffic as you're seeing it here is moving. It's slow, it's heavy, but moving. But I don't see it as a complete, jam, dead stop there. All right. So New York, for the most part, is playing somewhat nicely here this morning. West of the Cross Island. That was the other spot that we wanted to go to. In Queens, let's just see if I can bring that camera up. I don't think, well, let's just see. This is westbound. That's inbound traffic. Doesn't look bad. Again, I've seen worse at this time of the morning, and dare I say it's possibly even a little lighter, depending on what the situation is for yourself getting into the holiday weekends, maybe using some of those work from home days, maybe that will be a thing too. You get personal time, you get sick time, but then you get work from home days. Maybe they'll give you 10 work from home days and you can choose whatever days that you want to do that. Again, some have a hybrid situation where, they only go in 2 or 3 days a week to the office. So, all right. So let's, we're coming up on 7:28. We'll get to Long Island, Connecticut, and the Hudson Valley in just a moment. Let's just go to the Hudson Valley here because it was fairly quiet except for the thruway this morning. And just kind of normal stuff out of 14 down through 13 into 12, and the bridge itself is starting to back things up just a little bit. Not much, just a slight bit of traffic there. We'll head to Lower Westchester now. 27 at Elmsford through White Plains is clear. So is the New England Thruway. We're fine. It's really this cross-county parkway both ways here. East to the Hutch, west to the Sawmill is heavy. And then the Thruway straight out of Yonkers is heavy onto the Major Deegan. And then we've got some northbound delays on the Hutch coming up into the cross-county parkway. And again, this is just par for the course for the morning rush hour. Now we'll make our way over towards Orange County. We're fine along 17. Passing the Woodbury Commons Mall on up towards the Beacon Bridge looks pretty good. 84, again, we're rolling along pretty nicely. Route 22, except for 84 out of Connecticut coming to Brewster, that is a little bit slow. And 684 starting to build that early volume here into Katona, I should say, as you get over towards out of Golden's Bridge down through Mount Kiskill. But again, there's nothing out of the ordinary there for our friends up in that section of Westchester County. So with that said, let's take a look at the MTA subways and buses before we get to 7:30, and we'll head out towards Connecticut and Long Island. So we've got some delays on the 5 train now. Southbound 5 is running some EMS assistance at 149th and the Grand Concourse in the Bronx. So much for that. A train northbound after the South Channel Bridge was open to allow boats to pass. So watch for that. Staten Island Railway, that 7:33 and the 7:48 train from St. George to Great Kills will not run. Looks like they may have some crew availability issues there, so look for that. And I think the E train is the same. May Late Longford E train running as much service as we can with the train crews we have available. Again, at least they're honest when they say that, right? Let's check out the rails. We'll go to Long Island Railroad. We're good across the board. Same thing with Metro North. Things are fine. All right. Welcome to the Tri-State Traffic Show. Down here in the traffic center, and we are here at 7:30 now. Good morning. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Enjoyed maybe some of that early heat, a little summer preview, right? Definitely a little bit cooler out there for the Monday morning ride here at 7:30. For the most part, we're potentially a little bit lighter than what we saw maybe last Monday. I think getting into this holiday week is certainly going to be, making things a little bit easier for drivers. And we do have some trouble on transit. We'll get to that in just a moment here on a Monday morning. But I also want to bring in our second half hour sponsor, our new sponsor to the broadcast. It's Travels with Darley. If you're familiar with the PBS Create channel, also on Amazon Prime, Wonderum, and Ovation TV's Journey. Definitely take a look at Travels with Darley. Great programs, travels all around the world, does some amazing, real adventures in every episode, if you want to call it that, from different things you can do to historic landmarks, also a lot of places to get some good food and drink on your vacation. So that's Travels with Darley. We thank Darley so much for being the sponsor here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. We're going to do a big giveaway. I'm going to say coming up in about the 8 o'clock hour. So I don't want to give the exact time, I was doing radio to give the exact time for the tickets, but maybe we will. So let's just say at 8:15, we're going to give away some tickets here for her new upcoming virtual program. And that is going to be on June the 2nd. So if you are around looking to win some tickets, and there it is, Destination City, Santa Fe. It's Thursday, June the 2nd at 7 o'clock to 8:30. So we'll be giving a round of tickets there for Destination City's Santa Fe. So what you're going to do is, I think we're going to, at 8:15, right after we do weather, the first person that can comment on YouTube or Facebook at 8:15, right after the weather. As soon as I do weather, I'm going to open up the comments. First person to go ahead and comment will win a set of tickets for the Destination Cities Santa Fe virtual program sponsored by the Smithsonian Associates. This is my friend Darley Newman, and again, does a great job in a couple of her programs this past year. And a lot of fun, very, very informative, gives you all the best places to see, best places to go to eat and drink, and does a lot of adventure type things. So again, we'll be giving a virtual ticket. This is on Zoom. And again, you can have as many people as you want watching the one Zoom link. What you need to do is, if you are the winner, we just need to send me an email at the Tri-State Traffic Show at gmail.com, and then we'll get that over towards Darley staff, and then we'll get you all set up with those tickets. So looks like we got another comment. Auntie Anna, good morning to you. I'll put your there we go. Thank you very much for watching. Pleasure to have you here on a Monday morning. So again, we want to thank Darley for coming on board for sponsoring the Tri-State Traffic Show. So now with that said, let's go back to the action here this morning. And I have to go back to New Jersey Transit very, very quickly to give you the latest update that we have. So here we go. So what did I tell you? I said that the issues on the Montclair-Boonton line was going to be an issue, and that is what it is. It's now suspended both ways between Denville and Montclair State because of that downed tree near Little Falls. Again, we saw that first come in here, our first check of NJ Transit just moments ago. So that's going to be a big problem for riders of the Montclair-Boonton line. Also, the Coast Line is still subject to 60-minute delays. That's in both directions because of signal issues near Long Branch. The train tickets and passes are being cross-armed by NJ Transit, bus, private carrier, bus service path at Newark Penn, Hoboken, and 33rd, and that's to get you in to New York City, at least to help out a little bit. So again, this is the big issue here this morning. A little bit less congested on the roads than it is the rails. Let's we just bring up the maps here this morning, the train system, just to kind of give you a visual of where we're talking here this morning. All right, so they're saying Denville to Montclair. So let's just zoom this in here, and we'll bring this over here. And we will go to between Denville here, Montclair State there. So it's because of this down tree in Little Falls. So it's affecting Wayne, Mountain View, Lincoln Park, Tuaco, Mountain Lakes, Denville. So if you can stay on to the Morrison Essex line, if you're heading in towards the city or have to head east in towards Essex County, unfortunately not going to be able to get to Montclair State. I know that I think they're finished up for the year, but still there may be some students still doing some work there. So that could be an issue. But then again, you're not going to have any access here to Upper Montclair, Watchung Avenue, Bay Street, Walnut Street, Glen Ridge, Bloomfield, Watsessing. So stay with the Morrison Essex line here this morning. We'll keep an eye on that to see if buses are going to need to be involved or some situation. So again, that's our breaking news here. Transit alert from Denville through Montclair State and Montclair Boonton line. That is going to be completely suspended until further notice. We'll keep an eye on that here this morning. Let's go over back towards our maps because we want to head out towards Long Island because we have not done that in this first half an hour. So westbound on the LIE, let's just bring up the let's do this. Let's bring up the Long Island incident map and we'll see what we've got cooking here this morning. So we got a crash, the right lane entrance ramp at 106, 107. You know, we saw a crash the first week of the broadcast out here at 106, 107. Really messed up traffic for most of, if not all of, the morning rush hour. So again, you want to stay with the northern state. That's picking up some normal volume along with alternate volume there at 135 through South Oyster Bay Road. We're also seeing that delay getting back to about exit 45 or so. The southern state west on 109 all the way out through the Wantagh is heavy, and then both ways from we'll go 19 on over towards the Meadowbrook State Parkway, and then the Meadowbrook is heavy north right as you come in towards the northern states. But the northern state actually looks pretty good. Now, the holdback of traffic here out by 41 is partially responsible for this being better as you get out through Jericho Turnpike 40, 39, 38, 37. But again, it's a little bit lighter here this morning. So as we're making our way into the holiday weekend, let's just check out the westbound LIE, a little bit of sluggishness out by 111, same thing west of Deer Park Avenue. Again, we've seen worse at this time. East on Sunrise Highway, just jammed through Hampton Bay, Southampton. Again, as we get closer to Friday, this is just going to be just a real party. Yes, more than likely, it'd be great to be out in the Hamptons for a Memorial Day weekend. I'm sure that's going to be awesome, but driving out there, it could be a real issue. Again, we'll keep on top of that as well. So what we're going to do is we are going to bring up our cameras. Let's just check out the scene in real time there on the LIE as we come in towards Syosset and just west of the Woodbury area. Getting real familiar with this, having worked out in Woodbury for a long, long time, commuting from New Jersey. People say I'm probably crazy for doing that, but we did it. All right, so here it is. So it's really that entrance ramp is being taken out here this morning. That's a pretty heavy police presence, an emergency situation. So hopefully no one is injured in this. But again, it's just past the entrance ramp from 106, 107 to the westbound LIE. But now the eastbound side is starting to back things up as well, getting into the area. Lots of rubbernecking delays getting through that stretch. Let's just zoom in a little bit tighter here just to see what else we could see. Let me see if I can bring it over here. This is okay. So is this the same camera? Just a different view? Yeah, that looks like a flipped over truck to me. Yeah, that's a flipped over. That is a flipped over tractor trailer that's on its side. So this looks like it's on the entrance from 106, 107 to the westbound LIE. So you have to go left. You got to go left. I'm surprised they didn't put, oh, maybe this guy here, maybe this truck is going to do that. He's going to pull in right behind here and set up more of a barrier, because that's an awfully quick left-hand turn to get past that. Man, my friends at Inform are going to zoom in and think that's exactly what they're going to do. So that's good. That's a good thing. Well, another Nassau County vehicle just arrived. Let's just stay with this in real time just to see how this is going to play out a little bit. Yeah, that's an overturned truck. And hopefully everyone is. That's what it looks like to me. It's a little tough to see from this vantage point. And if my friends at Inform are watching, maybe they can zoom in a little bit tighter on this area here, and we can see just to check it out. I think that's a flipped over tractor trailer myself, and I think that's why this heavy tow wrecker is on scene here this morning, trying to provide some assistance. Let's didn't see anything. So then this ramp, okay, from 106, 107, that also was shut here at 741. Yeah, that's going to be out there for a little while. It's already 741. I would say that's probably going to be out there at least another hour, potentially. Again, I have no ETAs in this, but seeing these things for the last 20 years of doing this, sometimes, if there's an investigation or there may be, I can't tell whether it's like one of those tractor trailers with a dump truck, that maybe there's something that spilled on the other side, how the load was spilled on the other side of the truck. A little tough to tell from this vantage point, or they may have to offload whatever's inside the truck. But again, yeah, that's a tough situation there. Again, we hope that everyone is okay from this crash. And then these cameras here are just going to show just the parking lot traffic here at South Oyster Bay Road. That's all westbounders that are coming towards us. Again, not a whole lot of places to go. Again, there is a bit of a service road there along that stretch. Not much of one. Doesn't help you out much past 106, 107. So the northern, I think, if you're in a passenger vehicle, I think is going to be the much better ride for you. Again, passenger vehicles only. Please, truckers, stay off the parkways. That's that could be a trivia question later on. So here it is. This is westbound coming up. This is at Minetto Hill Road. So again, that northern state is going to be your best friend here this morning for our friends out on the island. Again, it's a little bit lighter than what we normally would see. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind, trying to plan out your travels. Also, the Sandy Coast is a little bit heavy. Typical stuff just north of the southern state. Let's go back into the city. We'll focus in on Queens before we get to Connecticut. We're going to come up on 7:45 here shortly. We'll do another check of the weather. Take a quick break, and then at 7:50 we'll get up towards Connecticut. So the northbound side of the Cross Island, we're a solid ride getting in towards Hempstead Turnpike. Also, both ways of the Van Wyck Expressway is heavy here at Hillside Avenue, and then both ways of the Grand Central. I've seen worse at this time of the morning, but that westbound side still pretty backed up, obviously passing 188th Street into the area of St. John. Same thing on the LIE, though. It's steady moving traffic until you get up to the fairgrounds where it hits the brakes, and then coming up to Woodhaven, starting to see some more volume there. And then south on that BQE is going to be heavy here at the LIE as you head down in towards the Williamsburg Bridge. So again, we're kind of normal fare for the morning ride here throughout the borough of Queens. Let's just take another check here this morning of the situation on Metro North as well as Long Island Railroad. Let's just focus in on the rails first. We'll go to Long Island Railroad, so we're good across the board. Same thing with Metro North. You did see the subways here having some issues on the E train. That's just for a crew availability situation, and the 5 train. There is some EMS activity near 149th Street in the Grand Concourse in the Bronx. So that's going to be a little bit of an issue as well. All right, so we're here at 7:40, almost 7:45. We're going to take another quick check of our weather in just a moment, but let's bring up New Jersey Transit, see if there's any more information we can pass along to riders of NJ Transit. Note, Montclair Booton still suspended both ways, Denville, Montclair State, and that's for a downed tree near Little Falls. And you heard it here first. I was telling you that very well could be a possibility of turning into something a lot bigger than what that initial report was, where they were saying about the tree there. The coastline also subject to 16-minute delays both ways with signal issues near Long Branch. So again, keep that in mind if you're heading into the city out of Monmouth County here on a Monday morning. All right, so let's get another check of our forecast from our friend John Rocco. He's a meteorology student, and he's also the president of the Rutgers Weather Watcher Club. We thank John for the forecast. So this morning we're seeing some, clouds and a little bit of sun out there. So you may again see a little bit of sun glare here for your morning ride, but certainly much better feel to the air than certainly what it was over the weekend with these very, very hot temperatures. Boy, it just felt like August out there. It was just stifling heat. Then I get on my car, it was almost 98 degrees. I didn't have 98 degrees on the radio, but it was 98 degrees. So we'll take a look at some of the temperatures here this morning. In towards the upper 50s to lower 60s, pretty much uniform across the board. So 62 in Cape May and 62 in Atlantic City, probably just gorgeous down in Cape May. Heading out to the Mad Batter for some pancakes, or Uncle Bill's in Avalon and Stone Harbor. Boy, I could really go for a stack of pancakes here this morning. We're a little hungry in the traffic center. I just bring a sort of refrigerator underneath the desk here and just make a little breakfast in between the regions. So anyway, so here in the 5 boroughs, looking at lower 60s this morning. Also out on the island, a little bit cooler there. 60 in Islip, 60 in Farmingdale, and 61 in Shirley on the North Shore, coming at a pair of 61s at Huntington and Port Jeff. Western Connecticut looking at 60 in Bridgeport, 61 in New Haven, and 55, a little cooler up there in Torrington in Litchfield County. And then we continue over the Hudson Valley this morning, 58 in Monroe, 57 in Middletown, and 57 in Poughkeepsie. So here's Johnny's forecast for today. Cooler, definitely cooler. Probably closer towards about 15 degrees cooler than it was yesterday, with a mix of sun and clouds. So it's going to be a real nice, pleasant day today. 70 in Atlantic City, 75 in Freehold, 75 in Cherry Hill, 70 in Newburgh, 73 out on the island, and 75 in Central Park. So get out and enjoy, maybe play a round of golf. Let's take a look at some of the potential weather threats for the rest of the week. Tuesday, some early scattered showers for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, nothing there. Then our next chance of showers will be on Friday. So getting into the Memorial Day holiday weekend, we'll keep an eye on that as well. Let's take a look at some of our reporting stations here this morning. Again, we're about an hour old or so, about 63 at EWR, 62 at Gabreski, same thing in Shirley at Brookhaven Airport, 59 in Somerville, 62 at LaGuardia, and 62 at Kennedy. But it's these winds here I'm going to keep an eye on as well, so if there's any flight delays. Gusting to 29 out of the north at 18. Same thing at LaGuardia, 14 to 24, and then 18 to 28 at Newark Liberty. So something just to keep in the back of your mind here this morning. So again, very, very pleasant start. Get out there and enjoy. Open up the windows. You can turn off the air conditioners, which is something that you definitely want to do. And just get out and enjoy. Now, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast here this morning, we're bringing on a new sponsor, Travels with Darley. My friend Darley Newman is a travel host and a travel explorer, adventurer across the world. She has a great program that is on PBS Create. That's probably where maybe most of you have seen her. Also on Wondrum, and also on Amazon Prime and Ovation TV's Journey. So you can check her show out in many, many places. Again, travels all across the world. Here's just a little bit of what Darley.
I'm Darley Newman, and we're in Albany, New York, Charleston, South Carolina, Selma, Alabama, Colorado, Hayward, Wisconsin, at the site of the Lumberjack World Championships.
We're road tripping across the USA on epic trails for adventure.
If I were on the battlefield, I would have run.
Cuisine.
It smells really good. Wow.
You got one?
I got a jalapeno in there.
History.
Prior to this canal opening, boats to get to the center of the country had to go down around Florida and up the Mississippi.
Dr. Martin Luther King delivering his amazing "How long, not long" speech.
And culture.
Where's Bob Ross when you need him?
Discover what's in your own backyard on an all-new season of Travels with Darley.
Those are good. Cattails, who knew? Wow, 6th generation.
Yes.
Amazing.
120 proof smooth, right?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we want to thank Darlene Newman for coming on, a sponsor here for the Tri-State Traffic Show. Now at 8:15, we will be giving tickets away to her upcoming virtual program, courtesy of the Smithsonian Associates. That's Destinations Cities Santa Fe. That's coming up in about 2 weeks' time on Thursday, June the 2nd, from 7 p.m. to 8:30. Again, it's a virtual event. So what is going to happen is here, right after the weather at 8:15, the first person to comment on YouTube or Facebook, say hello, say whatever you'd like, will get tickets to this virtual program, courtesy of Travels with Darley. And again, that is focusing in on Santa Fe in New Mexico, the southwest of our country. So if you're maybe heading out or thinking about heading out for a vacation out towards Santa Fe and the New Mexico area, certainly this is a great program for you to tune in. Again, I'm going to give away a virtual ticket here coming up at 8:15. Again, after the weather, the first person to go ahead and post a comment on Facebook or YouTube will win that ticket. And then after that, what I need to do is have you email me at the Tri-State Traffic Show at gmail.com. And so we can pass your information along to Darley staff, and then we'll get that ticket over to you. Once again, that's Thursday, June the 2nd, from 7 to 8:30 on Thursday. Once again, June the 2nd. All right. Again, we thank Darley for coming on board as a sponsor. Let's go back towards the action here this morning. Let's go full screen again, shall we? Because we want to talk to you about the situation with New Jersey Transit before we get to Connecticut. I know we haven't done Connecticut here in about the last 40 minutes, but these are some big issues here across the board for riders of New Jersey Transit. So the Montclair-Boonton line is suspended both directions between Denville and Montclair State, and that is all because of the downed tree. Also, the coastline is subject to up to 60-minute delays in both directions because of signal issues near Long Branch. So those rail tickets and passes are being cross-honored by transit bus, private carrier bus service, and PATH at Newark Penn, Hoboken, and 33rd. So again, a tough morning for our commuters here on New Jersey Transit. All right. So with that said, I want to go to Connecticut because we do have traffic there as well. Let's check it out in real time. So we will close out of our weather reporting stations, and we are going to close out of we saw. Oh, here it is. The quick check of the rails. This is Metro North. Everything is on or close to schedule there. So we're going to close that out for now. We just have to close up some of these tabs here until we get the new computer in the traffic center. Let's just check it out from my good friends at Connecticut State DOT and State Police. Good morning to you fine folks there. Again, one of the best DOTs in the state. We will take it over towards the delays here on 95. What else is new? 26 through 11, then 10 through 5. We do have a crash being reported on the Merritt that came in about 20 minutes ago or so. This is south of exit 49 through 48. Left lane is shut there, so our delays go back to exit 52. Unfortunately, there's no cameras in that section. Well, let's just take a look. I don't think so. I think it's just, let's just see. We want to go to the filter, and we go to roadway selected. No, I want to go roadway selected. There it is. I think there's only 3 cameras here, and some of them are just before you get up onto the Wilbur-Cross Parkway. So that's in Meriden. No, I don't know why it's bringing that up. Huh. Okay, so no cameras there. It's like, no soup for you. So we'll continue on here this morning. Let's take a look, just do a spot check along the shoreline. There's 95. Looks like we've got something there. Let's see, this going north now. Looks like we've got just some police activity on the shoulder. And let's just go a little bit. See, again, these cameras go the opposite way, though. I would prefer to have it. This is good for the evening rush hour, going south to north, but I like going north to south for the morning rush hour. Let's see what happened there. The cameras just refreshed. Did they? Yes, they did. All right, so here it is in Stamford. Again, there's nothing out of the ordinary here, friends. Going south of exit 8 on over towards exit 5. Pushing a lot of volume into 9, straight out of the Darien rest area. Let's bring this back up here as we close to Route 15. This is through 12. So I'm going to go 12 through about 5 is sluggish. This is through 13, pushing a little more volume there. This is at 15. We're seeing some heavy traffic in towards Route 7. But again, what else is new? This is what we see for the morning rush hour. And, you know, you can set your watch to these delays. You really can. I mean, it's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Little Bruce Hornsby, maybe. Got that rolling up on your radio here for a Monday morning. So this is at Sherwood Island Connector. That's heading south here at exit 18. That's a lot of traffic getting into that location. We're going to bring up to 19. We're okay. I'm not going to complain about this terribly. Out by the Fairfield rest area, let's bring you into 24. Even that's what you need to thin out. You know, this, when I was on TV, this was always one of the benchmark cameras I used for Connecticut, because this always was the first to back up, and it's just a good image of seeing that heavy traffic all being filled through 24 down through 23. And this is out by exit 26, and this is through 27 in Bridgeport, starting to build some more moderate volume there as well. All right, so let's go back to the maps. Let's focus in on that crash. Although they're still saying it's there, I'm not really. It's up here. I'm sorry. There it is. So it's just south of the 8 and 25 connectors here this morning, closer to exit 49. So yeah, so there's no cameras in that location. The cameras are up in this area by the Milford Parkway. So yeah, really getting hit hard here for our friends in Connecticut. You know, let's see if I can bring up the travel time slide. And let's just see what we got. Travel time list. There we go. And I'm going to go to Route 15. Unselected. Okay, Route 15. Let's come on. Let's go south. There we go. We will head south here. There it is. Oofa. Look at that. Wow. Should only take about 20 minutes. It's going to take you well over an hour. So, not good. All right. Again, biggest thing in all of this, hopefully no one's seriously injured in this crash, but what it's doing to traffic is really, really messing up this morning's ride. Probably well over an hour now just to do this stretch here. Or probably closer. I can't say that because you got to add 20 minutes, probably about 40 minutes or so, 40 to 45 minutes as you head south of Route 8. So that's why Route 8 is seeing people bailing here and trying to make their way down the 8 and 25 and then reconnecting with 95 to continue south. So if you are coming down 25, just stay with 25. Do not get on the Merritt Parkway heading southbound here in this section of Trumbull because of this crash just south of Route 25 is really messing up the ride here this morning, unfortunately. Again, hopefully no one's injured in this and everybody's all right. Everyone walked away, but it's done the damage here for traffic is concerned. Again, it should only take you 20 minutes to get from Route 8 down to Route 7. It's about 39 or so. It should, again, only take you about 20 minutes, taking you 93 minutes. So probably 45 to an hour just to get through that stretch. I mean, it's just jam-packed. I wish I had a camera in that area, but at this point, I don't, unfortunately. All right, so we've got the issues here in Connecticut, and then the Merritt further south of that is going to do its normal drill here, heading south in towards 39, out through about 36. You saw the delays in 95 here this morning, pushing down through Old Greenwich and towards about exit 4, and then a little heavier just before you come up to the state line. Again, the state line, because of that police activity, that is going to be on the shoulder. All right, friends, we are here on a very, very early Monday morning. We're coming up towards the top of the 8 a.m. hour. And thank you very much for joining us here this morning on the Tri-State Traffic Show. I am O'Don here in the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center. And let's give you a little music here, kind of get things pumped up for the Monday morning ride. It's 8 o'clock here on the East Coast. If you happen to be watching us anywhere in the world, right? That's the beauty of YouTube. We're not just here in the Tri-State, but this is where we focus our traffic is in New Jersey, New York, as well as Connecticut, but we are worldwide. No, I'm not Pitbull, but I wish I was, but no, we're not. But again, we're here at 8 o'clock here this morning. Off to a good start weather-wise, not too bad, a little cloudy. We're going to check of the weather here in about 15 minutes. And again, our big ticket giveaway from our brand new sponsor, Travels with Darlie Newman. We're giving away tickets to her upcoming virtual program, courtesy of the Smithsonian Associates, on a Santa Fe in New Mexico. And that will be coming up at 8:15. So right after I do the weather, the first person to comment on Facebook or YouTube will get those virtual tickets. And then all I have to do is just we'll set it up where you email the Tri-State Traffic Show Traffic Center, and then we'll pass that information over to the staff at Travels with Darlie to get you those tickets. So again, we thank Darlie Newman for coming on board as a sponsor for the Tri-State Traffic Show. But this half hour is sponsored by our friends over at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. Go over and see Ralph. I'm sure Ralph was extremely busy here in beautiful downtown Cranford in New Jersey all weekend long with these hot temperatures. Get out and try some of the best ice cream in the tri-state area. And you can find more information about Ralph and the Vanilla Bean Creamery at CranfordVanillaBeanCreamery.com. All right, so we're up and running now for this May the 23rd. Let's go back to our maps. We will make our way first back to transit because New Jersey has some issues here on NJ Transit, and it's going to be, we'll wait for the refresh, the latest update there. Montclair Boonton line, get Montclair Boonton line suspended both ways, Denville to Montclair State because of a downed tree. Also, the coastline experiencing up to 60-minute delays because of ongoing signal issues now. And that is near Long Branch, and that's been out there since we came on the air at 7 and was actually out there a little bit earlier than that. So again, just be careful along what you're planning out your time, I should say, as far as to get to your destination on time here this morning. So we'll start up here in northern Bergen County, and I feel like a cool breeze coming through the window, so it really is nice outside. And again, we'll get another check of that forecast coming up in less than 15 minutes. South along 208 is heavy getting in towards Fair Lawn out of basically the Hawthorne area this morning. Glen Rock, again, typical delays out through Maple Avenue. Also, east on 80 is a little bit heavy here at the Parkway. I have a feeling something may be going on there. So let's just do that. Let's go back to New Jersey. It's only 23. Let's do this here. 23 is shut just south of the Willowbrook Mall. With a down utility pole, but this eastbound side of 80 shouldn't be that heavy at the Parkway. Again, could be a little bit of sun glare. Westbound through Patterson at Route 19 is a sluggish ride. Also, the Parkway, typical delays both ways here out through about 148, 149. And then more delays here heading south of the long-term construction in Union. North on the Turnpike is heavy getting to 14. The Skyways jammed to the Holland. We'll check out our Hudson River crossings in just a brief moment. And also the inbound side of truck routes 1 and 9 is going to be slow as we get out to Jersey City and Bayonne. Now, eastbound Route 22, a little bit heavy in Mountainside, out by the Mountainside Municipal Building there this morning, just before you get into Echo Lake Park. But the Parkway, the Clark and Cranford looks pretty good. So does the Turnpike through Carteret. Central Jersey, 287 is pretty quiet. Same thing on the Turnpike. Down the shore, Parkway looks a little bit sluggish here in the Lakewood area as you get out towards about, I'd say exit 89 up through 91. But what else is new? And now 29. It's just amazing how this 29 delay has really come back in earnest here for our State House workers here at 8:04 as you get into the Trenton Tunnel. And then let's head South Jersey now. 55 and 42 is going to be a sluggish ride getting in to the 295 interchange out by the Aljo Curve. That should be one of the traffic trivia questions. Why is it named the Aljo Curve? Maybe going a little bit too inside baseball with that one, but that's always a fun one. So the Parkway in Cape May looks pretty good all the way out towards Atlantic City. We are moving fine. I want to head up towards Route 80 here. Still seeing a little bit of sluggishness east of Route 15, but whatever was going on here about exit 35 or so into 37 has been cleared. Same thing on 15. That crash is now gone just before Interstate 80. So just some typical delays coming in towards the Parsippany area. So with that said, I want to go back to the cameras here this morning. I want to show you what the situation is here, and this is going to be along where were we going? The cameras on 80 out in Elmwood Park. I just want to just see if anything was happening there by the Garden State Parkway, because it should be a little bit easier than what it is. Let's go here, GSP. Let's check that out in real time. Yeah, that's eastbound that heads away. Just a lot of traffic, and I don't know why. It shouldn't be that heavy for this time of the morning, unless there's something going on. Something going on, right? In that location. I don't see anything there. Unfortunately, the cameras are not working that great. This is east at 17, so that seems to be kind of normal there. This is east on the far left. I think it's this camera here is the one I want. But yeah, no. Yeah, this is east here. So it's really just at the Parkway for some reason. There's definitely something happening here this morning. There is no question in my mind that just before you make that right-hand turn here, just past where the Parkway merges in, there's definitely something here. I can't imagine, because look at the Parkway. It's fine here, but then even the Parkway ramp is okay. There's something going on right in this area, just east of the Parkway. So, but whatever it is, I mean, we're backed up all the way through Route 20. Let me see if I can bring up the camera at 20 just to see what the slowdown looks like here. That's eastbound. Is that east or west heading away? I think that's, I can't really tell. I think it's on the eastbound side, actually. This is east coming towards us, and that's west going the other way. So it's really going to flip it and go west there. That's this delay that you're looking at, because the camera is located here. So again, just keep that in mind. I'm not quite sure what that is, but if anybody has any ideas, certainly post a comment there on Facebook and YouTube. And again, Facebook, YouTube, remember what I said, they were giving away tickets to Darley's virtual program, Destination Cities Santa Fe, coming up on Thursday, June the 2nd. And I'll be the first person to comment on Facebook or YouTube will get those tickets. All right, so let's go to the, you know what we do now? Let's, what are we going to do, Smitty? We're going to go here, and we're going to go to the bridges and tunnels. Let's check out the ride there. And we'll start with the George Washington Bridge, and we're looking at, here we go. Just going to wait till that loads up. There we go, about 45 on average for the George, about 40 at the Lincoln, about 30 at the Holland. Again, kind of normal stuff. We're not seeing any major backups as far as, you know, accidents or anything. Here's the Lincoln approaches, really, again, the Skyway approach to the Holland is the worst of it here this morning. So, you know, let's see where the camera's working here on 1 and 9. Let's bring this down to 1-9, Tunnelly Circle Tour this morning. And we will head over to, let's just see if this camera's working. I don't know. For some reason, you know, they're doing the maintenance on these cameras, but there was one that was working. I bet that one's no, that one's out too. Let's try the Charlotte Circle job here. Let's see what that is. That one's probably the one with the color bars on it, I think. No. So there's I know it's really tough to see. That's inbound on the far left. You know what it is? Let me go to 1-9. It's Truck Routes 1 and 9 Tour here. Let's just see what we got. Broadway camera usually has it on the Skyway, but we'll see. Check it out in real time. There we go. So this is the inbound Skyway here. Again, we're just stacked and packed, as they say. As my good friend, the G-Man, stacked and packed at the Lincoln Tunnel. Well, this is really to the Holland Tunnel, but I want to go to 139 now just to see what the situation is at Jersey Avenue. I think we know what we're going to see there. There's a lot of traffic coming off the turnpike, and yeah, this is Jersey Avenue here. This is all the traffic going to the Holland. So yeah, definitely living up to the number of about a half an hour there. Again, 40 at the Lincoln, and between 40, about on average, about 45 at the George Washington Bridge. All right, 8:10 is our time. Again, our breaking story really is this transit problem on the coastline is now down to 30. Okay, so we're starting to get some updates now. All right, so the Montclair line is resumed in both directions between Denville and Montclair, following earlier down Tree. So that was quickly cleared out of the way for you. But I would imagine that they're probably going to post up probably about, potentially 30-minute delays both ways there, just as it's going to take a little bit of time to get those trains up and out of the way of the delay board. So you may start to see delays post there between Denville and Montclair on the Montclair line. Also, the coastline is now down to just 30-minute delays both ways because of signal issues near Long Branch this morning. So again, they're going to try to help you out there with tickets and passes being cross-honored by NJ Transit buses, private carriers, bus service, and path at Newark, Penn, Hoboken, and 33rd. So we're getting a little bit of relief there along transit this morning from the coastline, and also some much better news on the Montclair line. So that now has resumed. So if you're watching us further west here, let's say in Lake Bakong and Dover, Mount Olive, even in Hackettstown, it opens up the situation where you can take the Montclair line here heading inbound to the city, because again, everything has been restored out through the Little Falls, Montclair State area, because that down tree has now been cleared. So some good news there for riders of NJ Transit. All right, we're coming up on 8:12. We'll do the next 3 minutes here in the city before we get to the weather and our big ticket giveaway. The northbound side of 440, a little heavy at Arden Avenue, but the eastbound Staten Island Expressway, definitely a little bit lighter here this morning than what we saw last Monday. Some heavy traffic across the Verrazano. Now the belt is starting to not play very nicely, getting west of Patrick Basin in towards Flatbush and on over towards just before you get in towards Ocean Parkway, Coney Island Avenue. Inbound Gowanus is jammed all the way up to the BQE this morning as you get up in towards the Brooklyn Bridge. But what else is new, right? I mean, just a ton, just a wall of traffic here onto that Gowanus Expressway into the Brooklyn Bridge. The Battery Tunnel, we're going to put that at about 10 to 12 minutes. The Manhattan Bridge, we are fine. Brooklyn Bridge into the city, we're looking at, probably about maybe 5 minutes. Not bad. Same thing with the Williamsburg Bridge. That's okay. Southbound BQE is heavy Queens Boulevard all the way in towards the Brooklyn Bridge. Then the Midtown Tunnel, going to put that at about 20, about 10 to 15 here at the Queensboro Bridge. And then we'll make our way down the east side here. Pretty heavy ride on the drive coming down from, 125 into roughly about, I'd say the mid-50s or so. Probably down to the Midtown Tunnel really is where that delay kind of thins out. West side, a little bit better than what we usually would see for a Monday morning. It's really just straight off the George Washington Bridge is where we're picking up that traffic here coming off of the bridge there. So again, just kind of normal stuff. Into the Bronx here at 8:13. We'll take a look at what's going on here. We've got delays on the Deegan heading south. Really, that delay is actually beginning to thin out just a bit. It's really from the Cross Bronx down to Yankee Stadium, and then north coming off the Bruckner into Willis Avenue, and then both ways of the Bruckner is a solid ride on the elevated section. Southbound Bruckner, we're heavy getting into the Bronx River Parkway. Now getting reports of potentially a crash on the westbound Cross Bronx here this morning, maybe by White Plains Road or so. Throgs Neck and Whitestone Bridge, looking at roughly about maybe 5-6 minutes there. And then north on that Bruckner, getting up into the Pelham Bay area is going to be a little bit slow, and so is the Hutch here this morning heading north, getting up in towards the Westchester County line. Let's see if we can take a look at the cameras here in the city, and we'll just check this out just to see what's going on there on that Cross Bronx, just to see if anything happening at 8:14. Coming up on weather and our big ticket giveaway. I need like the booming announcer guy to do an announce, right? So let's head over here. It's in this stretch. Let's just see what we got at Ellis. That's southbound that heads away. So that's westbound that's moving away from us. Yeah, it's heavy, but I don't see, maybe it's closer towards the Bronx River Parkway. So this is west coming towards us. Maybe it's at the Bronx River Parkway, something going on. So that's west that's moving away. Again, it looked to me like it's just our normal heavy stop traffic out of the interchange. This is at Castle Hill, westbound heads away. I don't think so. I think there is something happening here just before White Plains Road. That's just my guess here. It's just in this area of White Plains because, again, here at the Bronx River Parkway, there's some spaces here in between the vehicles. So that, to me, has an indication that something is kind of holding traffic back just a bit. Okay, so let's check our time. Yeah, 8:15. All right, so this should be fun. Let's take a look at our weather forecast, shall we? Courtesy of our friend John Rocco. He's a meteorologist in training, wants to be a broadcast meteorology weather person or weather individual. So again, he's part of the Rutgers Weather Watcher Club. He's actually the president of that. And you want to follow John on Twitter at John Rocco on WX. We thank Johnny for the forecast here for the Tri-State Traffic Show. So again, here at 8:16. So now let's take a look at what you can expect here this morning. Some partly cloudy to partly sunny conditions, depending on where you are throughout the tri-state area. So bring along the sunglasses. I think you're going to definitely need them here this morning as we continue on to some of the temperatures you can expect to see here early on this Monday morning. You know, we're kind of holding steady across the board in towards the upper 50s to lower 60s, 62 in Atlantic City, 63 in Cape May, and 59 in Trenton. The 5 boroughs also holding in to the lower 60s here, 62 pretty much across the board, 61 in Morris Park and the Bronx. A little cooler out on the island, 60 in Islip, 61 in Westbury, and on the North Shore, a pair of 61s there for Huntington and Port Jeff. On over towards southwestern Connecticut, looking at 55, 57, and 60 in Bridgeport. And here in the Hudson Valley, looking at the upper 50s to lower 60s. So let's take a look at John's forecast for today. A little bit cooler with a mix of sun and clouds. So temperatures here into the lower to mid 70s. So definitely about 10, 15 degrees cooler than it was yesterday. 75 in Trenton, 75 in Freehold, 75 in Central Park, and a little bit cooler in AC at 70. And also at 73 in Islip. Let's take a look at John's extended forecast. Nothing for the rest of today, potentially some early scattered showers tomorrow. And then Wednesday, Thursday are looking pretty good as far as any kind of precip. But then our next chance of rain will be on Friday. We'll potentially have some chance of showers there. We'll keep an eye on that getting in to the weekend, the Memorial Day holiday weekend. We'll see how that kind of plays out. And we'll take another last and final check of your weather coming up at 8:45. Let's take a look at some of our reporting stations here this morning. I got the latest update from NOAA, the National Weather Service. Thank you for the temperatures here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. LaGuardia coming in at 63, mostly cloudy, and winds out of the north at 14. Kennedy, we got some gusting winds there at 26. Same thing out of MacArthur, up to 25 at 65 at Kennedy now. 63 at Cabreski, and 60 in Mercer County in Trenton. So, you know, kind of holding across the board here to what John had said as far as the temperatures are concerned for this early Monday morning. So with all of that said and weather out of the way, we're getting ready for our big ticket giveaway. And this is from my good friend Darley Newman, just came on board with sponsorship here for the Tri-State Traffic Show with her program Travels with Darley. Let me just bring up the information here this morning. Got to pull up the right banner, and there we go. It's there at the bottom of the screen. Now, Travels with Darley, great travel program seen on PBS Create, as well as Amazon Prime, Wondrum, and also on Ovation TV's Journey. Very, very fun show. Darley shows you the best from around the world, all the great spots to go out and enjoy, and also add some adventure in as well. You know, there's a lot of biking and horseback riding, just a lot of fun stuff. So we're really proud to have Darley Newman on board for the Tri-State Traffic Show. In fact, with that said, let's give you a little idea of what Darley's show is. This is the promo for her season that's on now. This is season 9. So
I'm Darley Newman, and we're in Albany, New York, Charleston, South Carolina, Selma, Alabama, Colorado, Hayward, Wisconsin, at the site of the Lumberjack World Championships.
We're road tripping across the USA on epic trails for adventure
If I were on the battlefield, I would have run.
Cuisine
It smells really good. Wow.
You got one?
I got a jalapeno in there.
history,
Prior to this canal opening, boats to get to the center of the country had to go down around Florida and up the Mississippi.
Dr. Martin Luther King delivering his amazing "How long, not long" speech.
and culture.
Where's Bob Ross when you need him?
Discover what's in your own backyard on an all-new season of Travels with Darlie.
Those are good. Cattails, who knew? Wow, 6th generation.
Yes.
Amazing.
120 proof smooth, right?
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, lots of fun with Darlie, and we thank her and the staff over at Travels to Darlie for coming on board as a Tri-State Traffic Show sponsor. So with that said, as I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, we're doing a ticket giveaway. So there, if you're not familiar with her show, again, Travels with Darlie, and now she has an upcoming program coming up on Thursday, June the 2nd. And this is going to be Destinations Cities, Santa Fe, from 7 p.m. to 8:30 here this on that Thursday. So if you are interested in going to the program, against a virtual program courtesy of the Smithsonian Associates, I'm going to give away some tickets here right now. So if you want to, certainly go to the program and also post a comment here on Facebook and YouTube. And this is the first giveaway here that we're doing. So pardon me if I'm kind of all over the place, but we'll definitely get this kind of all ironed out here. Again, we're giving tickets away all week to Darlie's program. Again, that's in about 2 weeks' time on Thursday, June the 2nd, from 7 p.m. to 8:30. If you have any plans to head to Santa Fe, New Mexico, I have never been there, so I will be joining the program on Thursday, June the 2nd. Certainly like to see what Santa Fe is about. I've never been in that section of the country. I've been to Arizona, I've been to Nevada, and I've also been to California many times, but never to New Mexico. So this should be a very, very fun show, courtesy of the friends at Smithsonian Associates. Again, our first person to comment on Facebook or YouTube will win tickets to her virtual program. Once again, called Destination Cities, Santa Fe. That's on Thursday, June the 2nd, from 7 p.m. until 8:30. So again, the first person to comment here on Facebook and YouTube will get tickets to this program for about 2 weeks' time, Thursday, June the 2nd. All right, so as we wait for our winner, let's go back to the maps this morning. And we are going to bring up the maps. There we go. We're going to take the banner off. There we go. All right, so let's go back to the maps, and we finished up with the city. We are going to, let me just bring the comment section here. There we go. We've got that up and running now. So we were finishing up with the city about that westbound Cross Bronx issue. Somewhere in the area of White Plains Road, that's where my thinking is, that it's there just before your Bronx River Parkway this morning, as we get into that location. So the Bruckner is picking up maybe a little bit of extra traffic coming through that section. But again, this is just kind of normal stuff for the morning ride. All right, so let's go back out towards Long Island, where we had that big issue, and yes, it's still there, west out by 106 and 107. Let me bring up the, where are we going to go here, Smitty? We're going to close out of this. Let's go to the cameras here, courtesy of my friends over at Inform. I say big hello to my good friend Omar, who works over at Inform. Good morning to you. He always calls me Smitty. That's where he gets it. It was that, and the athletic director at the high school called me Smitty. Those are the only two. And then I think people call my brother that as well. But so here it is, westbound on the expressway here at 106, 107. That is a big scene. Let's just zoom in here. I can't zoom the actual camera because that is my friends over at Inform, as I mentioned. But as I say, a picture is worth 1,000 words here this morning. So once again, westbound side is all backed up, getting into 106 and 107, exit 41. And that's for this flipped over tractor trailer closing up the entrance ramp from 106, 107, getting over to the westbound LIE. But you'll also see a lot of rubbernecking delays heading eastbound here as we get in towards the same location. So that westbound side is just loaded up because of this crash, and it's been out there for a little while now. So our delays, as we go back to the maps, our delays are now really mounting here through Plainview. And we're probably back towards, I'd say exit 45. Let's just see here how far back the delay gets. Just want to just check up on my exits here, 49. So we're just west of 49, probably closer to Old Country Road here, Minetto Hill Road, 48 in towards the Woodbury area. So the northern state, as you see it here, is picking up a lot of extra traffic. And now we're seeing maybe another crash on the northern. So yeah, you know what? Sometimes that happens. People all in a hurry trying to get to the same spot here this morning. Let's continue over to, let's take a look at the northern state now, just to see what our situation is here. And again, see that I hate that because it brings up the cameras and then everything gets just all whatever. So let's just see, is this the northern? That's at 106, 107. That's fine. What is this camera here? Is this the LIE? That's at the connector. No. Is this the northern? This is west of South Oyster Bay Road, so I don't see any crash there. This is east of the LI connector. That's westbound that heads away. 135. Let's just check this out here. No, that's the LIE. And again, friends, I'm waiting for the first person to comment here for the tickets to go see Darley Newman's virtual program coming up on June the 2nd. If you have some plans to travel out to the southwest of this great country in New Mexico, her upcoming program is all about Santa Fe. So if you're interested in finding out more from Darley, be the first person to comment on Facebook or YouTube, and we'll give you some tickets to go to her show. Again, it's a virtual event, so that will be held on Zoom. This is by Sunnyside in the northern state. That is okay. There's the LIE as I showed you there just before 135. I'll show you how far back this gets, back by Plainview Road. I don't think we're getting closer to Round Swamp now on that westbound side. So we are really just stacked and packed there. Again, hopefully no one's injured, but what that is doing, you know, in this case is, well, first of all, we're seeing extra traffic here on 135 coming up to Jericho Turnpike because people are trying to bail out here and then head west along Jericho and then reconnecting with the LIE here where it intersects with exit 40. Now, that's certainly a play, but again, be careful. You know, I dare I say this is, you know, it's Jericho Turnpike. If you're living on Long Island, you know what it is. I've been through here for 12 years. So I worked in this area, the Woodbury, the Commons Park here. And it's, you know, you get traffic lights and the whole deal. So, you know, if you're in a big rush, just be careful coming through here. And, you know, people walking across the street here up by the, I don't know if it's the King Cullen anymore. I remember going there, working those late night hours and the overnight, trying to get in and get something to eat or whatever, or by South Oyster Bay Road. You know, let's just see while we're here. I'm just curious. Is this still a King Cullen? I don't think so. That's the public library. Oh gosh, I forgot where it was. I think it was out this way somewhere. It's the Lifetime. Used to be a Friendly's too, but no, I don't see it. But anyway, so that's what I think some of our, I'm in the wrong spot. It's up here. I can't even pay attention. So it was out here by South Oyster Bay Road. I digress here. But again, we're looking for our first person to comment on Facebook and YouTube for some tickets to Darley Newman's virtual event on Thursday, June 2nd, all about Santa Fe. So that's a Petco. It used to be a Kmart. That's how much I'm dating myself. It used to be a Kmart just in this area here somewhere. The Home Depot, I'm sorry, Home Depot. One of these days I'll have to bring the picture I have of the sunset here over the Home Depot in Syosset. But, oh, it's a Lidl now. Okay. So it used to be a King Cullen. Interesting. All right. So with that said, I digress here at 8:30. I'll do a quick game reset. So our big issues here are one on the LIE going west at 41 with the flipped over tractor trailer. That this whole stretch here on the LIE is probably going to run you at least another half an hour. Now, the northern state is going to be where you want to go because it's open at least. Well, it is open here on the LIE. It's just really the entrance ramp from 106, 107. That is what is closed. But the westbound side here is picking up, a lot of extra volume as well, getting in towards this location. So we're here at 8:30. And what it's doing is it's making for, oh no, I don't want that. I don't want that either. Come on. So what it's doing is making for a much better ride going west throughout Nassau County. So now we're seeing another crash here on the eastbound side of the L by the connector. Let me just pull up the Long Island incident page. I know I'm kind of running all over the place here, but there's just things that are just happening in real time we want to get to. We've got another issue, broken down vehicle east on the northern at 135. Okay, I didn't see anything there, so that may have been cleared up already. Let's go to the cameras. We want to go east here now on the expressway, just before the connector. Let's just see if we can see anything. This is at Roslyn Road. I don't see anything there. That's the northern at Willis. We're going to go to the LIE this morning. This is at Willis Avenue. So I don't see anything, although I think there's definitely something going on because this should be moving a little bit better. So once again, I'm looking for our first person to go ahead and post a comment on Facebook and YouTube for some tickets to Darley Newman's virtual program, and that is coming up on June the 2nd. And again, we want to thank Darley for coming on board, for being a sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show, as well as my good friend Ralph over at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. You can get some more information on the Vanilla Bean Creamery at cranfordvanillabeancreamery.com. All right, so with all of that said, so Long Island is kind of heating up here this morning, although I thought it was going to be a little bit quieter than what it is. But nonetheless, we've got something going on east here in the area about exit 32, 38 or so, right before Roslyn Road, I think it is. It's somewhere in this location. I just don't know exactly where. It's really before the connector ramp at 38. So between 37 and 38, I'd say, is where there's some sort of a crash, and we're well back passing 36 and Shelter Rock Road. So look for that. Again, that's going east. Usually we don't see traffic coming east here on the LIE for the most part for the morning rush hour. Let me just check the comments, see if anybody commented. Still waiting here. We still have another about a half an hour in the show. So the first one is going to get some virtual tickets there to Darley's program, All About Santa Fe, if you're headed out that way for vacation this summer. The southern state, kind of normal stuff here from basically the Meadowbrook all the way out through 109. Westbound is heavy in that same location. So really the heaviest is here between the Wantagh and the Meadowbrook State Parkway. All right, so we're at 8:33 now. So let's see what we want to do. Let's I want to go back towards New Jersey. We want to check out the ride first on the roads. And we've got some issues again on, let's see, 80 East at Route 15. So let's go there first. And let's see what we got. Let's see if that camera was working. It was not working earlier this morning, but we'll see what the deal is. Hopefully this camera is back in service. Let's see if we can get that to work. Come on, come on, come on. All right, so it looks like it's just before 34 and Route 15. So what that is doing, let's just spin it over to the Garden State. Let's see what it is. There it is. There's our delays. We're just east of, we're going to go east of Howard Boulevard in towards Route 15. So watch for that. Again, with traffic maybe slightly lighter than what we've seen before for the morning. Certainly helping out matters very well. So let's go east on 80 as well. Now there's definitely something going on here getting in towards the Garden State Parkway just before Route 17. I just don't know what it is. The cameras just aren't there. I can't get a grasp on as far as what the situation is. Now they also brought up this other issue on 46 now. This is going to be eastbound ramp to eastbound 80 is shut because the pole and down utility wires there on 23 south. So let's see if that camera is working. Oh, wait a minute now. Oh, this is in part. Well, how could that be because of the down pole on 23 south? That's got nothing to do with it. That's wrong. That verbiage is wrong, but we'll see what we see here. I think it's in the wrong eastbound ramp to eastbound 80 in Parsippany, and it's not because of that down utility pole. How could that be? That's like 6 miles or so further west. All right, so we're seeing delays in that location. And again, our utility pole is here out by Willowbrook Mall. So why they would say that has got nothing to do with that. Unless this eastbound 46, the ramp is shut here to 23 south. It's certainly a possibility here that maybe this ramp is closed because they don't want traffic getting over to this location because of the down utility pole. That is certainly possible, but I can't see. There's no way that doesn't make any sense. So the other issue is here on 46 to, let's see, what are they saying now? What is it? 46, the eastbound ramp to eastbound 80. Okay. Let's see. It's got to be in here somewhere. It's got to be this ramp here to 80 right in here. I'm not sure on that. We'll have to get back to you on that one. That it's a little perplexing to me at this point, as far as what that is. But again, the 80 delays getting through Patterson in either direction there. Northbound Parkway is heavy from Irvington straight up in towards Bloomfield this morning. North on the turnpike, the spurs look pretty good, but heading south here at 15W a little bit slow. And then north into 14 is also a little bit backed up. When is that never an issue, right? East on the Bay Extension is going to be a little bit heavy. We'll check the Hudson River crossings in a moment. Now we're picking up our delays in 287 North and Edison out by about exit 2. In between Route 1 and Route 27, typical stuff there. Let's continue on now. We will head to 78. We're fine. 202, 287 through Morristown. That looks really good. And again, our issues on 80 East at Route 15. The Parkway, Route 9, 195. We're fine. North on the Parkway, picking up some delays here this morning as you come up towards about, I'd say exit 91 in that area. Anchorage. Who knew there's an Anchorage, New Jersey? Learn something new every day, right? So, yeah, we're going to go just north of Route 70 here in the Brick area. So, again, you want to watch for that. And this is going to be, what is this? Exit 91. I can't believe you zoom in on the details here and you can't even get the exit numbers to come up. That's just ridiculous. I don't understand why that happens. But you know what? Let's just do this. It's my show, my rules. We're going to go right in here. Let's just see what that exit number is. This is, again, through that construction. So maybe exit 89. So I was right. I was right the first time. I knew it. Always go with your first answer, right? So north into 89 up to 91 is busy. 29 through the Trenton Tunnel is a little bit slow. And then north along 55, 42 is going to be a solid ride, but even that's beginning to thin out. And then south on 295, let's show you the cameras there because eastbound on 76 left lane is shut there. Let's see what that. I think that's more of a shoulder problem. East 76 East is coming back from it. You gotta. It's like you need to be a rocket scientist to figure out which way is east and which way is west with some of these roads, right? So this is basically out of the Aljo curve. So I imagine that's probably backing this up, and there it is. So yeah, that's going to be on to 76, really heading south or east, as they designated here through this stretch. Again, these cameras, I don't understand why they're so temperamental. Like they just don't hang with it. So again, this is eastbound 76. This is the camera at the curve. This is kind of coming off of the curve here this morning with that crash still being cleared. So All right, so we got those issues there, and I think it's also going to back up 295 here this morning. That's heading south, but again, usually that's what we see. This is at the wall. It's a little bit slow there, but certainly I've seen worse times for that. All right, so I think we're going to retire New Jersey here for the morning. Fairly good shape for the most part. No major catastrophes, as we'll put it at that. Except for that issue there on 76 and this 80 issue here. That is still a working, active situation. So let's go back to New Jersey Transit so we get the latest updates there. Again, we're still looking for our first person to comment on Facebook and YouTube if you're interested in going to Darley Newman's virtual event. Again, Darley and Travels Darley are a recent new sponsorship here at the Tri-State Traffic Show. If you're interested in finding out all you can find out about Santa Fe, that program is a virtual event on June the 2nd. So our first person to comment, we'll get some tickets to go to that program. I've been to a couple of her shows and really, really informative, really entertaining. It's a nice way to spend an hour, hour and a half or so. You're going to learn quite a bit from Darley. So, all right, so the North Jersey coastline is subject to up to 30 minutes delays both ways because of signal issues near Long Branch. Also, the Montclair line is resumed both ways, Denville to Montclair. So we're beginning to thin it out a little bit. So a little bit of welcome news here. And again, these are just they're just going to post up the same delays. Morrison Essex now, where we got delayed because of equipment availability. Corridor got some issues there with some canceled equipment because of the problems on the coastline. Now Raritan Valley the 852 High Bridge arrival is 15 minutes late. So that's probably only going to affect our customers out in Hunterdon County at that point in the travels for that Raritan Valley line. And then the River line departure from 36th and the 712 that was canceled there. So again, we're easing up on New Jersey Transit, so we're going to say good morning to New Jersey for this Monday here at 8:42. So we close out of that. Let's go back over towards the city now. And you know what? Let's just do this first because we got to go to the Hudson River crossings before we finish up New Jersey, Shallway, bridges, and tunnels. There we go. Let's just see if that George Washington Bridge just maybe eased up traffic just a little bit. Would be nice. Come on, let's just see. Sometimes this website takes a little bit more to go ahead and bring up the cameras. So again, we're still waiting here. We got another about 15 minutes. If you are interested in going, our first person to go ahead and post up a comment on Facebook and YouTube. We'll get some tickets to Darley Newman's virtual event, Destination Cities, Santa Fe, and that is on June the 2nd. All right, so we're roughly about still 45 at the George, almost an hour now at the Lincoln, and about a little less than a half at the Holland. Let's see if anything happened here at the Lincoln Tunnel. I think it's just normal traffic getting into the city at this point. I don't have any reports of any crashes of any type. Let's see here. Yeah, it's just heavy traffic getting into the city as we head in towards getting closer to the mid-morning hours. We'll have another check of the forecast here in just a couple of moments. So the Skyway is fairly busy. I still like the Bay Extension approach here to the Holland Tunnel. Let's go on up towards the George. So yeah, we're jammed here. You know, again, that 45-minute mark, just a lot of heavy stop traffic, all heading in towards the city and getting onto the Cross Bronx Expressway. Speaking of that, westbound, kind of typical delays here out of, I will say out of the interchange all the way out to the outbound George. Again, watch for that lower road work on the lower roadway. The road work will be setting up here probably within the half an hour. So that's going to get worse before it gets any better. South on the Bruckner, we're heavy here as you get in towards the Bronx River Parkway, getting through Soundview, and then north on the Bruckner, a solid ride as you get up in towards the Hutch. And then the Deegan going north is fairly busy here. I'm thinking maybe something happened up here just before 230th Street. Let's bring up our event list for New York. We'll check this out in real time. There's the issues on Long Island, as we saw there with that flipped over tractor trailer. Anything anything on the Deegan? No, I don't see anything, but there's certainly just could be just some slow traffic here coming up from Yankee Stadium. Let's continue on now over to the Throgs Neck and the Whitestone. Throgs Neck, just a couple of minutes here getting on to the span. Whitestone, we're fine. North on the Whitestone Expressway is a solid ride getting into the Cross Island, and then south on the Cross Island is awfully heavy here out of the Throgs Neck, making your way down in towards the LIE. So we're going to split up the city here, and we want to take a last and final check of our weather here for what is shaping up to be a fairly nice Monday morning. And this is courtesy of our friend, John Rocco. He is a meteorology student over at Rutgers and president of the Rutgers Weather Watchers Club. So again, we thank Johnny for the forecast here on this Monday. So what he's saying is, kind of fair to partly cloudy skies with some sun breaking through the clouds. So bring along the sunglasses for the ride. Let's check out some of the morning temperatures starting your morning off here into the lower 60s, upper 50s, lower 60s, depending where you are. Up in Sussex County, I should say. Seeing a little bit some cooler conditions here as we continue to the 5 boroughs, looking at temps in towards the lower 60s, 62, 61 or so. We head out to the island, about 60 in Islip, 60 in Farmingville, and a pair of 61s there on the North Shore. So again, a very, very nice start weather-wise to the morning ride. Certainly welcome relief from some of that heat that we saw this weekend. Summertime temperatures. So 55 in Torrington, 60 in Hartford, and 60 in Bridgeport over the Hudson Valley, looking at, upper 50s to lower 60s in towards Yonkers. So John's forecast for today, definitely cooler than it was yesterday. Temps will be in towards the mid 70s across the board. It would be nice to mid 50s, but now we're going to warm it up around here, right? As we did this weekend. So mid 70s, 75 in Freehold, 75 in Cherry Hill, 70 in Atlantic City, and 75 in Central Park with a mix of sun and clouds. Here's John's extended forecast for the next couple of days, for the next 5 days. Potentially an early scattered shower tomorrow. Wednesday and Thursday are looking good. And we're going to keep an eye on that Friday chance of showers just to see how and when that progresses, whether that's going to be potentially in the morning or if it's in towards the afternoon and evening. That certainly could be an issue for the evening getaway, because John is saying that the weather doesn't look too bad for Memorial Day, looking a little warmer than what some Memorial Days have been in the past. But again, we're still, 7 days out from that, and things can certainly go ahead and change at a moment's notice. So you want to stay tuned here to the Tri-State Traffic Show. Also, you want to follow John on Twitter. He's at John Rocco, JONROCCO, WX. It's like AMCO. AAMCO. And you get the hornbeams, right? Maybe you're just showing my age with that one. But let's bring up some of our weather observations. Again, these are about an hour old. Let me just give another refresh. Maybe get some fresh numbers in here. So temps are in towards the now lower 60s with the sun kind of heating up things just a bit. We've got 62 in Teterboro, as well as Orange Kennedy at 65. It's the wind gusts here up to 26, 25 miles per hour. Potentially could be, I don't want to say problematic, but we may see some flight delays getting in and out of the tri-state area to start. So we'll see. If you look at that, gusting to 26 off of Jamaica Bay here in Queens at Kennedy, and then you go to Central Park, variable at 3 miles per hour. So obviously the large skyscrapers in Manhattan are certainly more than likely testing to that as far as the winds are concerned, but those are just some of the tri-state area observations here this morning on this, what is, I think, a pretty gorgeous Monday morning. Nice and cool. Get the window open here in the Tri-State Traffic Center. We also are sponsored by Travels with Darley. Thank Darley for coming on board here this morning. You can watch her show on PBS Create as well as on to Amazon Prime, and also on Wonderum and on Ovation TV's Journey. So Darley has an upcoming program called Destination Cities Santa Fe that will be taking place on Thursday, June the 2nd. 7 p.m. to 8:30. You can get tickets there at that website. But I'm also giving him some tickets away this week. So if you're the first person right now, go ahead for the next 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes, maybe I'm going a little over time here. Post up a comment on YouTube or Facebook if you're interested in going to her virtual event. If you're heading out to Santa Fe, maybe get some more information about the Southwest in New Mexico. Certainly go ahead and post up a comment here. We'll give you some tickets to go ahead to that virtual event. Again, that is on June the 2nd, and that's from 7 p.m. until 8:30. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Darlie, let's take a look at a trailer for her season that's on right now.
I'm Darlie Newman, and we're in Albany, New York, Charleston, South Carolina, Selma, Alabama, Colorado, Hayward, Wisconsin, at the site of the Lumberjack World Championships.
Discover what's in your own backyard on an all-new season of Travels with Darlie.
These are good. Cattails, who knew? Wow, 6th generation.
Yes.
Amazing.
120 proof smooth, right?
Wow, got a jalapeno in there. 1, 2, 3.
Lots of fun stuff. We thank Darlie, Travels with Darlie, for being a sponsor here on the Tri-State Traffic Show. So this is the program that she is going to be having on Thursday, June 2nd. It's courtesy of the Smithsonian Associates. It's called Destinations Cities Santa Fe. So from 7 p.m. until 8:30, get some really great information from Darlie. Again, I'm giving away some tickets here the next 10 minutes or so. First person to throw up a comment here on YouTube and Facebook will get some tickets to attend this virtual event. Again, courtesy of the Smithsonian Associates, and that is Destination Cities Santa Fe. That's Thursday, June the 2nd from 7 to 8:30. And we thank Darlie so very, very much for being a sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show with Travels with Darlie. All right, so let's get back into the action here this morning. And, we still have the issues here out on Long Island. So let's go back there, because I think that is really our top story here this morning, is going to be this LIE situation out at 106 and 107. Let's just bring up that camera there. There it is. So that is still in the process of being cleared. Let's roll some video, shall we? And that delay has delays getting west of exit 48. It's probably going to run you about another half an hour, give or take or so. So I don't know if you can see the mouse here as I do that. So there is the area in question. So it looks like they may have to unload or offload or whatever it was inside that truck. Hopefully the driver is not injured. But you can see it's going to be an extensive cleanup here this morning. So now we've got 2 lanes shut down because they had to bring in some other gear here to go ahead and offload this vehicle, the tractor trailer, I should say. So now this is making for even a tougher ride. So here's my question now. Here's the question. So normally you cannot cross over this double line. And I don't suggest you do, just trying to get out of the way. But I wonder if that enforcement will be enforced, because you get points and the whole 9 yards here if you cross over into the HOV lane. And again, also if you're just a single driver, that's a no as well. But again, going over to the far left, so just the HOV lane, the far left lane are the only thing open. So that is causing kind of wreaking havoc here this morning on your ride west out of Suffolk in towards Nassau. Now the northern state starting to pick up some major backups as well, basically from just east of 135 heading all the way out in towards the Wantagh State Parkway, getting reports of a couple of multiple crashes here. And then north on 135, they're saying a crash getting up towards Jericho Turnpike now. So again, some people are exiting off here for 135 and then you're going to try to make their way west on Jericho and then reconnect with the LIE past the accident here. So I'd say that's kind of a good idea, but just reminder, this is all, I don't want to say a local street because it's not, it's a state highway, but nonetheless, you know what I'm talking about. There's traffic lights and the whole deal there. So getting out to this location, just be real careful here this morning. Let's just see what the story is as far as what's going on with the northern state now. I don't think there's any cameras in that area, but we'll see. This is east of the LIE connector. There it is. And then we go here, South Oyster Bay Road. Do we see anything? No, you're shooting more of the beautiful. Oh, no. My good friends over at Inforum doing a nice job. Whoa, we got to go the other way. There we go. It's right here. There it is. The right lane is shut. So that's going eastbound. So wait a minute. That's going east. So what is it, going east or west? So it's east at 135. So let me bring up the Long Island incident page. Let's just confirm that. So yes, eastbound northern state broken down vehicle just before 135. And then we got obviously the crash on the westbound side there. So that is going to be, so I'm not sure why this says that there's a crash on the northern on 135. It's not. It's the eastbound side here is a broken down vehicle. So that is wrong. That's why you come to me and don't use Google Maps to sit here and tell you, hey, I got an accident here. It's not an accident. It's the difference between an accident and a broken down vehicle. That's why you need a person in the pilot seat. We still haven't got to that point where, we're flying planes with no pilots, and that's never going to happen. But now somebody's going to come back in 15 years and pull out this YouTube clip where I said it's never going to happen, and all of a sudden we are. But anyway, I digress from my ramblings and machinations here this morning. So we go east on the northern, has that problem there, but the westbound side is jammed with the alternate volume coming off of people bailing out of the expressway. So this is probably the worst traffic spot right now that I'm seeing, besides, let's say, the inbound Gowanus. But what else is new with the inbound Gowanus? Do a quick spot check of the South Shore here this morning. So we're seeing a lot of traffic there as well on the eastbound side, straight out of 17 all the way through just about exit 28A. And then the westbound side is heavy 109 in towards the Meadowbrook. Wantagh look pretty good. We'll head out towards Suffolk County. The LI is fine until you get to this point. That is the major trouble. Santicoast a little heavy through Brentwood. And then the east on Sunrise Highway is heavy getting out to the Hamptons and Watermill here this morning. We continue on now over to, where am I going? Go to Connecticut here. Got about another 5 or 6 minutes left in the show. Again, if you are interested in going to Darley's virtual program on Santa Fe, Thursday, June the 2nd, giving away some tickets now. First person to comment on Facebook and YouTube will get those tickets, and you can just email me and we'll get that information over to Darley, and then we'll connect you with those tickets. Again, it's June the 2nd, Thursday from 7 p.m. until 8:30. So it looks like our crash here on the Merritt Parkway is gone. That was really tying up the ride out through about exit 49, 48 or so. Let's just see what that is. That was just road work, delays, 38, 36, 49, 44. And then delays through Stamford. So let's go to the maps, shall we? So here it is. The accident was actually up in this location, getting south of 49 into 48. That is now gone, but still seeing some moderate volume out of Trumbull into Fairfield. Bridgeport, Fairfield, the shoreline looks good. Our delay started at Sherwood Island. We'll go 18 straight on down the line to about exit 5. Then heavier here on the Merritt as we make our way in towards 106, basically just south of Route 7, in towards about exit 36, and some more volume into exit 34. All right, so with that said, for Connecticut, kind of par for the course. Let's check out Metro North for riders of the rails this morning. Let's check that out first before we get to the subways. We go to Metro North. Everything is good. This is the substitute busing on the Pascagoula Valley line. That's now in place in New Jersey. Also, Long Island Railroad is good. Let's go back to the subways now. And we will start it off on the 4, 5, and 4 and 5, running delays after an NYPD investigation to 86th Street. So look for that. And the 4 and 5, as we resume making express stops from Grand Central 42nd to 125th. check out the 6 line, shall we? Running delays, remove the train mechanical problems at 3rd Ave. Watch for that. The E train, just potentially delays with some crew availability. Let's check out the B line, B and D, running delays after remove the train with a door problem from service at Grand Street. And then the L, that's going to be just because of crew availability. All right, so we've got the subways covered, Metro North, Long Island Railroad covered. We want to finish up here with the Hudson Valley just to see what the deal is here this morning. Well, we're seeing some delays here just straight on to 95 going north out of Portchester into Greenwich. Also west on 287 is heavy out through the White Plains, White Plains area. East is heavy through Elmsford, exits 2 out through 5. And then we continue over towards, I wonder if something's going on here. This is awfully crowded this morning, west of the Cross County. Yeah, looks like we have a crash on the Cross County westbound, just west or just before the Bronx River Parkway now. So what that is doing is kind of tying up the ride off of, well, basically off of the Cross County heading west, really, where it intersects here just south of the Hutch. So just west of that is a pretty heavy ride. Heading in towards Sherman Avenue, just before the area of the Bronx River Parkway. Also, some more delays going west out of the Seminary, getting onto the Sawmill River Parkway. Look for that. The Tappan Zee, a little crowded here across the Tappan Zee, but nothing out of the ordinary. Same thing south on the thruway. We were a pretty solid ride from about 14 onward towards about exit 13, interchange 13 or so down to 12. Let's go up towards Orange County. Things are fine at 84 thruway, Route 6. Beacon Bridge looks pretty good. Or Brewster, west on 84. That's going to be a little backed up as well as we make our way in towards 684. And then 684 through Goldens Bridge and Purdy's is rolling along pretty nicely. All right. So with that said, I think we're going to wrap things up here. Again, our hotspots are out on Long Island, west on the LIE. I have a feeling that's going to be there for probably into the mid-morning hours with that cleanup of that overturned tractor trailer now only leaving the HOV lane as well as the far left lane open. So that delay is probably running about a half an hour plus. The northern state about a 15 to 20 minute backup with alternate volume there. So got to keep that in mind if you are traveling out on Long Island here this morning. And again, just our typical stuff, basically, there's one other area before we sign off here I wanted to check in with was the, they were saying a broken down vehicle on the inbound BQE or the northbound BQE heading up to Atlantic Ave. Let's just see what that is. So we're going to go over here. No, I was in the right spot to begin with. It's right in here. Let's see. And there it is. Wow. Pick the first camera. Boy, I gotta play the lottery tonight. That was lucky. That's all that was. All right, so that's the northbound BQE here this morning at Atlantic Avenue with this broken down van, and there's another pickup truck behind that. So they're just awaiting some help. But as they say in the traffic business, the damage done. We're all the way back onto the Verrazano. That's what one issue can do, taking out a lane through this stretch. Look at the damage. I mean, just look how heavy this traffic is. Again, we're in the morning rush hour, so it's normally this heavy to begin with. But again, taking out anything there, that left lane is going to be a huge issue here this morning. So if you're getting off from Atlantic Avenue, I think you're pretty good. Getting up to the Brooklyn Bridge, getting up into that location there, because we're fine with the holdback of traffic through there. All right, friends, I think we're going to wrap up things here this morning for the morning rush hour. Let me bring myself back on camera, get the microphone out of the way, and there we go. Hi, everybody. So, all right. So, again, maybe a little bit lighter than what we normally would see here for the morning rush hour, but some of those hot spots, like I said, on the LIE out on the island through Syosset and Jericho, that's going to be a problem. New Jersey Transit, things are finally settling down just a bit on the coastline, as well as the Montclair line. So again, that is some good news. All right, so with that said, what we're going to do is we're going to take one last and final check of our observation weather conditions here this morning from my good friends over at NOAA. Let's bring that up here. We're looking at starting to warm up pretty good at EWR at 66, now into the lower 60s across the board, 63 in fair skies at Central Park. Still some cloudy conditions there out at Kennedy in Queens at 65 with gusts up to 25 miles per hour. So again, starting to see these winds kind of kicking up just a bit, and variable winds in Central Park at Teterboro, 64, 61 in Trenton, and out on the island looking at the mid 60s or so. So with that said, let's talk to you about our sponsors here this morning before we sign off. And we have two sponsors now. We'll get to our newest sponsor in just a moment, but our original sponsor, our OG of sponsors here is Ralph over at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. I'm sure Ralph was just really busy this weekend with these temperatures, summer-like temperatures. But this is what Ralph likes. You know, this is what it's all about, right? Is getting early into the season with this warm weather. So Ralph is located in beautiful Cranford, New Jersey, in Union County, or right off the historic Raritan Valley line. He's right there, located in downtown, across from the clock. If you've ever been to Cranford, he makes some of the best handmade, homemade ice cream anywhere to be found. His vanilla, chocolate, as well as strawberry. And Bananas Foster is a winning ice cream, award-winning ice cream. Just absolutely delicious stuff. He also makes my favorite is the party cake, the cake batter ice cream with the yellow cake pieces. Oh, that is so good. Holy Cannoli is another good one. And that always sells out very, very fast. Black raspberry, M&M explosion for the kids, mint chocolate chip, just the staples of ice cream. And makes also some other flavors throughout the year. So you definitely want to go and visit Ralph in beautiful downtown Cranford. Now, we're coming in towards the graduations are finishing up now, and folks are going to be having parties and so forth. He makes these awesome ice cream cakes that are good for any occasion, perfect for graduations. We have Father's Day coming up. We have birthdays as well. So a small round serves 7 to 8 people, a large sheet cake, 30 to 40 people. And you can make any of these ice cream cakes, anything out of the dipping case that he has on hand, any of the hard ice cream. So again, does a really, really great job with ice cream cakes, really delicious stuff. Also some signature cakes, the Bananas Foster, the party cake, as well as the crunchy cream cakes, the Oreo and the M&Ms. I'm really getting very, very hungry right now. And also make some other seasonal treats as well. And also can do custom cakes. He has a whole book full of custom cakes that he can do for anything with different themes. As you see the Disney theme there. So once again, any kind of cakes for any kind of occasion, Ralph will be certainly accommodating for you. Also, we have cupcakes here. These vanilla cupcakes are absolutely delicious stuff. And we are going to head over to the pies as well, and ice cream sandwiches. So we have classic flying saucers, chipwiches, just great stuff. If you're a kid growing up with those flying saucers with the nice cold vanilla ice cream in between the chocolate wafers. That is so good. So we are going to tell you where Ralph is. And you know what? Let's just show Ralph. We haven't shown Ralph here. Ralph is such a great guy. And there he is. There's Ralph, all decked out in his Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery purple T-shirt. Those are his colors. So again, get out and say hello to Ralph, and definitely tell him I sent you there from the Tri-State Traffic Show. Once again, you can contact him at 908-272-3000. And it's 22 North Avenue West, and it's going to come up in your GPS as 28, but still all one and the same. It's a state highway there in beautiful downtown Cranford. He is open Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday, 12:30 to 9:30, and Friday, 12 to 10, and then Sundays until 9 o'clock. So get out and enjoy some great ice cream at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery. You can follow him on his website, Instagram, at Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery.com. All right, so let's talk to you about our newest sponsor, and that is Travels with Darley. And we thank her for coming on board as being a sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show. if you are a fan of travel programs, Travels with Darley is certainly one of the ones you want to watch. Does a great job all around the world, not so much just here in the United States, but worldwide. She's gone on some amazing adventures, and Travels with Darley can be seen on PBS stations, the PBS Create here in the New York area, or if you're watching us throughout the country, you find your PBS Create station, and you will catch Travels with Darley. Also, she is on Amazon Prime, so that's an easy way to watch those shows on demand, as well as onto Journey, Ovation TV, Journey, and Wondrum. So a kind of a plethora of platforms to watch Travels with Darley. And again, we thank her for being a proud sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show. Also, her upcoming event is called Destination Cities Santa Fe. That's on Thursday, June the 2nd, from 7 to 8:30. If you would like tickets, the website is going to come up across the board here on the bottom, darley.link / Santa Fe SA, which stands for the Smithsonian Associates. And I've been to a couple of her virtual programs, and they're a lot of fun. Really gives you a lot of great details. Some of the best places to go to eat and go to drink, as well as some really adventure locations. Get out and really enjoy the city, and also gives you a lot of history as well. And some of her shows for this last season, season 9, were history related down in Selma, Alabama. Also, the New York State Empire Trail, a lot of fun there. And if you're not familiar with Darley, let's just roll in the clip here. And
I'm Darley Newman, and we're in Albany, New York, Charleston, South Carolina, Selma, Alabama, Colorado, Hayward, Wisconsin, at the site of the Lumberjack World Championships.
We're road tripping across the USA on epic trails for adventure.
If I were on the battlefield, I would have run.
Cuisine.
It smells really good. Wow.
You got one?
I got a jalapeno in there.
History.
Prior to this canal opening, boats to get to the center of the country had to go down around Florida and up the Mississippi.
Dr. Martin Luther King delivering his amazing "How long, not long" speech.
And culture.
Where's Bob Ross when you need him?
Discover what's in your own backyard on an all-new season of Travels with Darley.
Those are good. Cattails, who knew? Wow, 6th generation.
Yes.
Amazing.
120 proof smooth, right?
1, 2, 3.
so I want to thank Darley Newman and Travels with Darley for being a sponsor of the Tri-State Traffic Show. And again, this is her upcoming program called Destination Cities Santa Fe, courtesy of the Smithsonian Associates. And that is on Thursday, June the 2nd, from 7 to 8:30. And again, great stuff if you're heading out to the southwest of the country. She gives you a lot of great tips on her travel and the best places to stay, best places to eat, and best places to have an adventure in Santa Fe. Again, her virtual program is Thursday, June the 2nd, from 7 p.m. to 8:30. Tomorrow, we'll be giving another set of tickets away to this program, probably around 8:15. We'll kind of figure it out as we go tomorrow. But again, right after our weather report from our friend John Rocco. Again, want to thank Darley Newman, as well as Ralph over at the Cranford Vanilla Bean Creamery, and also John Rocco for coming in here this morning for his forecast. Hopefully we get John on the air here. We're still trying to work out the details, but hopefully he will be on with us very, very soon. So with that said, have a terrific Monday, everybody. Drive safely. Be careful. Again, just watch for that problem on the LIE going west in the Syosset Jericho area before 106 and 107. So with that is said, Don here in the traffic saying have a great Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow, everybody.